Hey you guys, welcome back to Angel Angela. And on today's topic, as you guys can see by the title, we are going to be talking about narcissists are dream thieves. Yes, you heard it right. Narcissists are dream thieves. So, the reason I say that narcissists are dream thieves is because whether this person is a family member, whether this person is your partner, this person does not believe in your dreams. This person does not want you to follow your dreams. This person doesn't want you to even find what it is that is going to fulfill you, on an everyday basis, fulfill you, meaning without them. Narcissists are dream thieves because they take time. They take experiences from you. They sabotage you. They put you in situations just so that you can fail. And these are people that, in your mind, are supposed to help you evolve into a greater person, into a more conscious person. But the more conscious you want to be, the more alert, the more you want to grow, the more they are steering you off to the wrong direction and claiming to not be that person, claiming to actually be the opposite of what their actions are showing, which is they're selling you a dream as well. So they're stealing dreams and they're selling dreams. So as I was thinking about this, I was actually sitting in a bench in a garden, just in total peace. And I felt stillness and frozen in that moment. Swans flew by in the middle of the city, in the city's garden. Birds chirped around me. I felt peace with my past. And as the thoughts and the memories came by visiting me, I welcomed them with gratitude. I was content with just being one. As I sat there and I wondered if I would remember this moment, or would it disappear like a dream you wake up from but can't remember anything. I enjoyed that moment, being in peace by myself with nature, just being one, not feeling anger, not feeling stress, not feeling doubt, not feeling paranoid of someone smiling in my face and telling me one thing, but doing all these heinous things behind my back, I realized we're all holding a camera, taking pictures without appreciating the art, which gives its value to that art, that picture, that moment, just that moment of me being in that park, enjoying everything, not realizing that I was, you are your own Picasso, you are your own painting. And I was seeing myself in a painting perspective of a person just being alone in the park. And there's so many angles that you can see this picture. You can either think this person is, walking through the park having lunch. This person is, maybe they're sad, maybe they're happy, maybe they just want some fresh air. You can make so many assumptions from watching someone, but you can never know what that person feels until you experience that person. And just as much as the narcissist experiences us, we experience them. And this is how we're able to determine if this person is, fulfilling our dreams or taking from us. After the narcissist selling me these dreams, I spent time wiping out and erasing so much garbage stuck in my memory. I even lied to myself at some point and told myself that it never happened, that they never existed, because I knew it wasn't real. So I told myself it wasn't real, but I didn't validate what I was feeling. I didn't validate that, hey, this was completely wrong for someone to do that. And as much as I might have felt like a failure because of it, what are the reasons that you're a failure? I mean, what is it that you're a failure? If you financially lost something, financially, you're not in the same situation. What is it that you lost? Because the narcissist is trying to take your dreams away. I mean, that's the one thing that no one can do. No matter what it is, if you're alive, there is nothing that a narcissist can do to steal your dreams, but they do for a moment. For a moment, they do. And it's almost believable because, even me, myself, and I believe the fantasy because the fantasy was just as believable as the tooth fairy. I believed everything that I was always told, and I always believed that my actions would reflect on the person that I was dealing with, and that they will also show me the same amount of respect. And I actually believed that as I was growing up. I believed that my character should speak for itself. And I realized as much as I was showing my character to people, they still would say things about me that were not in my character. And I wondered why, and why was that? And I realized that I am who I am, and no one can take that away. Not even the tooth fairy, not even the narcissist who sold me a dream and took from me, you took from me. I was taken abruptly by this narcissist, because they were waking me up from a dream, only to realize that the dream was actually a nightmare. I was having night tremors. I was being mentally paralyzed by this narcissist. The narcissist was so heavily on my chest and trapping me from reaching my dreams. The narcissist's memories can be so haunting, even when you daydream, until you realize you can break free by saying, hey, this is just a nightmare and I don't like it. And we spend so much time just to realize that this is a nightmare, and instead of, telling ourselves that, hey, I know I'm in a nightmare right now and I know I have to take control and get out of it, instead of doing that, we keep going back to the same nightmare, which is kind of, ridiculous in a sense. We as humans choose what memories we choose to collage on our heart's wall. It's kind of sad hanging the last picture, on that hallway and looking back and looking at the collage you have made, just to realize that you have forgotten to hang any of the meaningful moments. It's like hanging failures, but never capturing the marathon. The price that has been given to you for following that dream. Our vessels are our homes, and it deserves to feel free of unwelcoming spirits and filled with limitless possibilities. For years, I couldn't remember who I was anymore, but I could remember feeling hopeless, and the same person abusing me was saving me all in one day. I remember the passion and the manipulation, all the manipulation I had to go through just to feel that passion over and over again. The arguments and everything that I had to experience just to feel just a little bit of love. His voice when he called me back to back, when I would leave him, when I didn't want to be with him, when I wanted to be free. His voice haunting me, just like a predator chasing his victim who's trying to escape, running in the woods, trying to run for their life. I remember his phone number by heart. If I don't remember anything else, I remember that. On my screen, on my mind, the moments spent together. My spirit was capturing every story, trying to see the beauty in the beast. Like an old Disney movie, I was drawing every detail of his presence, page by page, loving him the old-fashioned way, with a pencil, leaving his mark, the pages and the time, moving quickly, but every moment and every event capturing, calculating, and so precise. He had done this before. Every place he took me to, I could feel the spirits of different women telling me a story. I mean, there was this one time he took me to this Thai restaurant. We ordered noodles and a couple of meals, and as we were eating, I felt the energy. I felt him. I felt someone else sitting there. It was me, but it wasn't me. It was many other spirits, many other women. And as I looked outside of the window, I saw a college, and I said to him, "This college right here," I said, "you used to come here all the time, huh?" And he said to me he used to come there with a friend, and that his friend went to the college. And when I told him what was his friend's name, it was a dry response, and it was a very slow pause. And as I looked at him, I could tell that he can tell that I knew that I wasn't the only one, that he had been here before. It was almost as if I was a robot and I was given glitches of what I used to be, what others had been. And I had taken a role of a partner who he used to have, of many partners he used to have. It wasn't real to the narcissist because his role is to run the same script, never attaching himself to anyone. I thank God and the narcissist because maybe he had to wake me up abruptly out of this deep matrix nap, this deep sleep, so that one day he could wake up too. That's all I can hope for. And we do, for the most part, what we are told in this world filled with cult ownerships and heartless, endless greed. We are the real Monsters, Inc., promoting negativity for power, when the light shines so much bigger and brighter with the light of love, which is mind-blowing. Narcissists are chameleons. They are whoever you want them to be. They change according to weather, to atmosphere, to environment. Most of the time, you will never know their true self, although their true self is being everyone. If we could see people's spirits and not just their shells, just as Caroline, not realizing that having love and being imperfect is actually picture perfect. We tell ourselves we have to get married and have kids by a certain age, that we don't have value or bring value into the world because our handlers, our narcissists, have tricked us from our own power in order to obtain temporary glory from us. We are our biggest critics. When we fail, not knowing we will attract someone who will see our light before we even get to open our golden locket. That was my golden ticket. But My signature will always remain in the back, and that light will always return back to its home. We live every day frozen with the guilt and the disbelief that no matter how many fruits you have gave, that not even bearing a child and bringing life could fulfill someone's broken dreams. Who chooses to be the villain in his own nightmare? The narcissist. The narcissist has unfulfilled expectations that are never met, not with you and not with anyone. At the end of the story, you are left with nothing but the experience. We are capturing moments of meaning, whether it's sad or happy and even embarrassing. But the new feeling of realizing the true meaning of good and evil leads you back to a new chapter and builds character, which should make you want to fight. Like a knight that's going through fire, you're unbreakable. You only get stronger. It's like reading a book and the author sells a whole bunch of books missing the final chapters, the final ending of that book or the series. It was the thrill in breaking all the fears that set you free and gave you the true meaning of life. Reading, the experiences, being one with yourself of the conscious and unconscious things. There was me who was wanting to believe some good in someone, although they were showing me the opposite. And then there was the true me who knew that I would also be a seed in his life in some way. So I continued on writing my book, knowing that everything that goes around will always come back around. The beginning of that story, somehow those events will come back around so that I can finish the ending. But I have to keep going. It was finding a dream that led me to my happily ever after. I dreamed my narcissist, but I wasn't specific. I wasn't searching without affirming. I was bringing in characters into my movie, into my book, into my life, to achieve unrealistic goals based on what I thought I needed at that moment. I affirmed to follow my dreams, and so should you, regardless of what others should think you should dream about. It's about what's inside of you. And dreams are something that we all are able to achieve, only that not too many of us can tap into. I affirm to myself with being one, me, myself, and God, for which I'm having this 3D experience with bringing my subconscious and conscious mind to being one. So shine bright like a star, you guys, because in a flash, you will be elsewhere on a whole different journey. So I hope that this message and my words, my experience could be a help for you guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Let me know how you feel about this message, about your dreams, and how these narcissists are dream thieves. But even after the nightmare, you still can dream. So I leave you guys with this message, and I will talk to you guys on the next one. Love you guys. Bye.